Hey everyone, welcome to another Neverwinter build video for Arbiter, and today we are going to talk about the mod 29 General ST build. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So first we have this helmet, which gives you stacks not as slow as it seemed, because when I first looked at this, I was like 5 seconds, so like 50 seconds. Oh, that's ages, but like it's actually not that long. But if you don't have this helmet from Master Lair of the Mad Dragon, like I don't in live because it doesn't drop, you can, well, either buy it with currency, which I might be forced to do, or use the older version from Master Imperial Citadel. And there are some other like good helmet options if you don't need the CA. So for the chest piece, this one is also from Master Lair of the Mad Dragon, and this stacks up to give you crit strike and crit severity. Now this is an upgrade for a chest piece that you might be very familiar with because it used to be Ribcage and then it was upgraded in the Dragon Slayers and now it's upgraded again. So you can use the older one from Dragon Slayer if you don't have this one yet because it doesn't drop. But yeah, this has more item level, so it's nicer to have more item level. These arms, anytime I make an Arbiter video, this is the constant, always with these arms, because I just really like these gloves. There are other good alternatives. You'll have to measure how much you care about the 5% divinity maximum. I don't know how much of a difference it will make, so just in case it won't make a difference, I opted for the 25%. But if you prefer the higher item level, the outgoing healing stat, which isn't good for DPS, and losing 5%, then sure, go for that one. It also gives more forte, so whichever one you think will work best for your build, really. Oh, and for this, I also believe it is from Master Imperial Citadel. Now, for the perfect weapons, they may drop for your class from Master Demon Weapons. And they give you crit strike and crit self, so a lot of really nice stats. Now, the reason I use this is really just for the crit strike. I have so much crit severity, like, so much. Now, for the boots, I just use it for the 2% damage in non-wild space, so we're ignoring the 7 because that's obviously never gonna work unless you happen to be in wild space, but this is a general build, so usually it's just for the 2%. And yeah, so 2% is nice because I prefer this over the 5% CA boots. That is also an option. And the reason I prefer that is because if you're making a general build, you want to be prepared for like any kind of scenario. And the thing with the boots is that it's not really good for any type of scenario because you need to be within 25 feet and you're not always able to do that. Sometimes, I don't know, you're doing a random dungeon, you see the boss and you just want to hit it. You're in range. You don't want to get close and waste time to do that. And then technically you're not getting those boots there or something. Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like a very general thing to put down. So for here, I opted for the damage boots, but, choose whatever you like. I do also believe these are from Imperial Citadel. For the neck waist set, I use the Masterworks because it gives like intelligence for more damage, it's decent item level, gives you accuracy and recharge speed stacks, and recharge speed is really nice because it reduces the time for your pod, so you can cast more pod between articles, and that's always good. Yeah, it's nice. There are other good alternatives, like an alternative that I use if I'm low on CA, but now because of the really good helmet, I don't tend to use it as often. But one that I always like to fall back on if I really need the CA is the dragon one. That you get from Dragon Slayer. Like, you can buy the RD in the set and whatnot from hunting dragons. And the item level isn't that high, but it gives you stats and you only have to stack it 3 times, which is nice. And that's better than Spelljammer in the sense that it gives you more percentage by very little more, like 0.5% more, but it stacks 3 times instead of 7 times. But the higher item levels of Spelljammer technically means that you do more damage. But I don't think Spelljammer, at least for me, it never stacks up to 7 before article. And you get that from master work stuff. So either you craft it on your own, or most likely you buy it from the auction house. They're not that bad. This ring is for Master Demon Weapons, which you get from the chests at the end, maybe, if you're lucky. And this is just to add more encounter power damage, so just general. This ring is, I believe, from Master Moon Dancer, like the trial, which gives you crit strike. And I opted for this one over the Dragon Slayer ring, which is which gives 7%, because I don't need the extra 2%, and this is higher item level, but that is a good alternative. And I don't actually have this ring on live, so I actually do use the dragon one usually on live. But you know, since I'm on preview and I'm making the best optimal build that I could if I can, I added it. This shirt, I just really like using this shirt. There are really good alternatives, but none that tell me that, oh, amazing, because it gives me stats. Because usually I struggle with the stats, so usually I'd rather have this 5% combat advantage and then put damage on the feet, or put damage on the ring, instead of having to put a ring that gives me CA. So this shirt is from Dragonbone Veil, like the campaign. But people do sell this shirt on the auction house, so you might be able to buy it on there. These pants are from the latest mod for Lair of the Mad Dragon. And basically it's just an upgrade from pants that we've been getting for the past few mods, really. Like, so there's the few versions of them in Underdark, there's a few versions of them in like the Emptic, or like, the Wild Space campaigns. And yeah, they give you AP, so always nice to have more AP in the boss fight. So for enhancements, I just put whatever celestial enhancements that I need for my stats, but by all means put whatever you need. Artifacts, again, I just put whatever higher item level artifacts, and any arbiter might recognize this thing over here and be like, what? Music box? That's no high item level. Well, I got the new one. The primary artifact, I do put it for whatever stat I need, but like, honestly, I switch this around depending on what I'm feeling for the team, or if I'm doing randoms, it doesn't really matter. And overloads, this gives really nice stats. I'm sure you're aware of Devil's Precision. Rage of Flames, because this is a general build, you would want to have the general damage, but I don't know, maybe you're doing something that you have the overload for. I don't know, you're killing a giant and you want Giant Slayer on or something, any of the Guild Slayers. You can switch that on if you want. Or also, if you're doing like a random dungeon, I don't have like any of these on because I don't want to waste my overloads on random content, but whatever you want. Just quickly showing off the boons. I don't have every single boon from every single campaign, but I do have a few of them, and at the moment I've just been putting them into more HP, but this is generally what I've been running. For companions, I like running the Black Death Scorpion for SD all the time. I do have support companions like Tutor and Portobello, which is why, by the way, when I do my stats, I always consider Tutor or Portobello in there, because I'm always in a group when one of them is available, and then I can just provide the other one, which is why I am sure that it will always be there. But if those are already provided, I usually go on Scorpion, or I might go on Druist. The equipment is from the Volcano campaign. It has a proper name, but we're going to call it a Volcano campaign. And I just put it for whatever stats I want to fill in. Now, precision and whatever, all these are for percentages, and Raptor, very important. So I like using Golden Touch, but by all means use Toad if you have it instead. Do not use Tunnel Vision though. Like, I just don't recommend it at all, because Tunnel Vision has a cast time, which means you're wasting pod time. Don't use it. Ferocity gives you stacks of damage if people around you take damage, so basically mostly the tank. If a tank's getting hit by the boss, you have a chance to do more damage. Why not? I don't need anything else on there, but I do have auras as well, so if we're missing an aura, or if I want to make sure my combat advantage is capped, I can put pack tactics on, stuff like that. And yeah, these are my insignia bonuses. I pretty much just went stats, and then a little bit more damage on companion as well. That's pretty much it to that. Then in terms of buffs and whatnot, I have a spider box. And I never count the RNG because I don't know if it's gonna hit crit strike, accuracy, or power, so I only count the combat advantage. Owlbear is really nice to fit into that pod to do a little bit more damage. So in terms of buffs, for some reason my inventory is not loaded properly, so ignore that or watch it load, I guess. There we go. For buffs, now the thing is, my crit severity is just so insanely capped. I think it's because my forte is pretty decent, but on this build, it's so capped. So I'm on like 98% technically, but like in mod 29 we obviously can't get that high because it's it's 90. So technically with my chest piece and the weapons and either a flask or food, I'm already like nicely chilling on 90 something, so 90. Which means that, well, flask is really cheap though, so I would take flask either way. But technically, I don't need squash soup with a critical severity. So even though I might want to take it, you can also take this food, which gives you critical strike, which is the main thing I actually need. So squash soup's a bit more expensive, so this might be the better go-to. But yeah, like in an ideal world, squash soup is what I take for the stats. Then we have Ratatouille for the guild food to get more accuracy. We have Sunlord's Gift for a bit more accuracy and combat advantage. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's it. That's my general ST Arbiter build. There is an Underdark build that will be coming as soon as I get the Weaver weapons, because unfortunately I can't buy them on preview, so I can't build the build. But that's okay. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that for any of you who are new to the channel, might not know that I also stream on Twitch. So it's Azarren on Twitch. I stream Neverwinter over in the weekends, both days, doing all sorts of master content. Like we've recently been doing Zemnith farms for achievements and stuff like that, or just generally chilling about playing. Sometimes I do Battle Pass and RC with people in chat whenever they want. So yeah, if that's anything that interests you, please feel free to check me out on Twitch. Otherwise, if you just prefer the YouTube stuff, that's all fine. Please leave a like if you like this video, and follow if you wanted more in the future, because I will be making whatever I can. There will be a lot of mod 30 videos at some point coming soon when mod 30 comes out. Alright, that's it for me. I'll see you guys later.